Hello and welcome. I'm Niklas Bamborg.
And I'm Fluffy.
Let's dive into the patch notes.
So first off, we have to thank our community for highlighting the issue we had with status effects applying multiple times in multiplayer games.
I guess like we call it status effect, they call it network wonk.
Yes, well, which it was, to be fair.
And what the issue was that like we have a system that applies adds and like roles basically for different status effects of like should this thing be stunned or be put on fire. The clients also tried to do the same thing that the host is supposed to do.
Right, so we're predicting for every client.
Yeah.
So 4 times the application if you're 4 players.
Yeah, sometimes. It depends also on the ping. But like everyone tried to get involved into that business, which the host didn't like. But it meant that you had slightly different experiences in like 4-player multiplayer lobbies compared to if you were alone.
Right. So in relation to that, we're also doing some balancing changes, right?
Yes. So we're gonna pull up some things for the solo player, and the result will probably be like for 3 and 4 player lobbies that status effects are now applied a bit slower, but we buff so for solo players it will apply faster than before. So we kind of meet in the middle. But we have done other buffs to stun weapons to compensate anyway. But we'll get into that when we get into the details. So bear with us.
Then let's get into the details.
Yes, let's go into them. When you get ragdolled, some of you guys have complained that like you will lie there a little bit too long. We're trying to make a good balance of not making it look wonk and you getting up on your feet as fast as you can. And we felt we could reduce the time a little bit. So we have made it faster to stand up. Hopefully it makes ragdolling a more pleasant experience. As it should be. Then we get into, funny math. So when you get shot in the chest and you get a bleed injury, the damage used to be really, really low. Like you can run around bleeding for over 2 minutes. Without doing anything. And plus, if you used boosters or armors that reduced damage, it actually rounded it down to 0.
Oh.
Yeah, because it did so little damage, it just got rounded to 0. So we increased it. Also because it should matter to start bleeding from your chest. Like hemorrhaging should matter.
Also increases the importance of the Force of Law armor sets, for example.
Yes, or Democracy Protects.
Yeah.
The next one is a fun one. It's been irking us for way too long. It is when you take the boosters for like fire health pods or the stun health pods from the latest Warbond, you didn't get the normal explosion, like the damage of a massive projectile fired from low orbit. So now you do.
So good. So that's also applied on both of them now, right?
Yes. So now it's just you add on top, not replace. So now you come down with a health pod. It's as powerful as it normally is. Plus you do fire or you do stun.
Right. Next one is one of my favorites, and that is that the one true flag can now be planted in the face of your enemy.
Yes, literally.
I'm expecting many videos of people jumping on Bile Titans and planting the flags and showing them what true democracy actually feels like.
Yeah. It was a surprising amount of code we need to fix for this, but now you can plant the flag in many more places and also in enemies, even when they're alive. You want that charger running around with a flag on its back? Make it happen.
Make him work for you, for Super Earth.
Yes. Now we get into the weapons. Let's start with the Pacifier. we're a bit like disappointed in, I guess, like how the stun weapons worked a little bit. It stunned for a very short amount of time when you got the stun functioning, so you had to like continuously just shoot the thing you wanted to stun. So we doubled the stun duration that an enemy gets when you get over the stun threshold, from 1.5 to 3 seconds. We also increased how much stun it applies per shot. It's easier to stun enemies, and they will be stunned for longer. And we increased the magazines.
That's nice. So given these changes, am I now able to control more enemies by like shooting one a little, shooting the next one a little, shooting the next one a little, just to sort of build a wall of stunned enemies?
If you aim better than I do, yeah.
Okay.
People will be able to.
I'm sure they'll find a way.
Yes. It's just me that's bad.
And the same essentially goes to the pummeler. The stun duration is the same.
Yep. We wanted to be consistent. So it also applies stun a little bit faster. And speaking of stun, we also did it for the Blitzer. I think fewer people will notice because the Blitzer usually kills anything before it actually applies stun. It still applies a little bit faster, so it matters for big enemies.
So chargers, hulks, etc.
Yeah, if you can manage to hurt them.
Right. In the weak points.
Yes. Funny things sometimes you just find out when you scroll through all the data. The bayonets, it did less stagger force than when you punched it with someone with a fist. So we increased the stagger strength. So it doesn't affect a whole lot of enemies, but it should be right is right. It should be like that.
So fix bayonets.
Yes.
And charge the enemy.
Or your friends.
Well, that too.
Depends on what kind of player you are.
A big change there is that it now locks onto large size enemies as well.
Yeah, so it goes for like brood commanders, bile spewers, etc. They're flagged as large. Slight favorite of mine, not many people use the Urchin.
Right. The sticky stun grenade.
We all know that it does. It sticks to enemies and it like continuously stuns them. But it doesn't do anything if you throw it in the face of a Bile Titan.
Yeah, because they're stun immune.
Yes, but now they will, because we also make it apply stagger to an obscene amount. So if you stick it on a Bile Titan, it will continuously stagger it. So like throw it around a little bit. So we took the incendiary grenades, both the normal one and the impact one, and we just increased for how long it puts the ground on fire.
Right.
There's a lot of interesting grenades in the game, and for the incendiary grenades to be as interesting as the others, like they should also do what they do to the best ability they can do it.
Right, yeah. We also have the flame sentry, being more immune to its own flames and not setting itself on fire as much.
It usually killed itself.
Which isn't a good look. We want the sentries to kill you. Well, I mean the enemies.
But and we also lowered its cooldown from 2.5 minutes to 1 minute 40, and then minus with audio upgrades, etc. So you can have a lot of them.
So it's more similar to the machine gun turret now then?
Yes, the machine gun turret has 10 seconds shorter cooldown. So that's 90 seconds. This will be 100 seconds.
Okay.
But like you can never really go wrong with just adding more fire.
Hopefully a good change for everyone who loves playing those sentry builds.
The shock pods and the fire pods, we reduced some values of stagger and destruction with them, because now the normal health pod actually does that on top anyway. So we didn't want to do it twice.
So essentially just compensation for the change we made, where the regular health pod damage is applied as well.
Yeah. So if you see the numbers, don't panic. Like we didn't nerf them. We just adjusted to how it should be. allow big enemies to get lit on fire slightly faster. Because with the status effect change, Chargers, Bile Titans, and the Hulks get put on fire slightly faster. There's a value for a few enemies, like the warriors have, that we kind of just remove them instead of...
Right, they go splooch.
Yeah, they go splooch because you do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
We've added a lot of stuff that does a lot of damage to the game. So nowadays sometimes go splooch when they shouldn't go splooch.
So what have we done to fix that?
We just increase the value needed.
For them to go splooch.
Yes.
I like this word, splooch.
Yes. So it's probably like it's something that we kind of forgot since we did the 60-day patch, because then like explosions, all the values went up kind of thing. So which is mainly what it was there for. So if you throw a 500 kilo bomb next to a warrior, we don't have to have a ragdoll for it. It just...
So it's not gonna affect my gameplay much.
No.
But it's gonna look better.
Yes. So the Scout Strider, also the armored one.
Mm-hmm.
We decreased the armor on the legs from medium to light.
Okay, so my Liberator can now penetrate the legs.
Yes, and not just your Liberator Penetrator. There was a big difference if you played on the bot front with medium or light armor penetration weapons, especially against the Scout Riders, because if you have a Liberator Penetrator, you just shoot it from the front.
I could take care of it with my primary from the front, yeah.
Yeah, and if you had a normal Liberator, you had to run around it, which is a big difference in just that value of a weapon.
I guess it premiered armor piercing quite heavily in loadouts against bots.
Yeah.
That's all for today, but of course you can read the full patch notes at PlayStation.com or on the Steam updates.
We're not out of screen.
We can go!
They say you gotta bend, you gotta break. Meet the world halfway for your own sake. But every step back steals a little more light till you're standing in the dark, thinking it's right. Oh.